Tonight's story is about Zion. It is about the kind of Zion that begins not with walls or cities, but within hearts that choose to shine. It is about sacrifice that becomes sacred, and about how even the smallest gift offered to the Lord can sanctify the ground beneath our feet. The truths of tonight's story come from Doctrine and Covenants 115 to 120, where the saints learned that every offering of time, means, or heart builds his kingdom and opens heaven's light. Before we begin, let your body grow still. Close your eyes gently. Take a slow, soft breath. Let it drift out like a soft wind through tall grass. Imagine warm sunlight wrapping around you like a cozy blanket. Feel your shoulders release their weight. Let your hands relax. Allow your thoughts to quiet like ripples fading across a pond. Your toes feel calm and sleepy. Your legs grow light and still. Your hands rest like feathers on the bed. Your heart feels warm, peaceful, and safe. Heavenly Father is watching over you. Jesus smiles as he whispers, "You are mine." You are safe. You are loved. Now, your heart is ready for our story to begin. Once, in a land bordered by silver rivers and golden wheat, there was a village called Fairhaven. The people there worked hard and sang often, but lately their songs had grown faint. Storms had swept through the fields, leaving the harvest thin. And whispers had begun, "How can we build Zion when we have so little left?" In that village lived a young woman named Madeline. Her hands were rough from working the earth, and her heart ached for something more. Each night she knelt by her window, watching the stars and praying, "Lord, I will give thee all I have, but is it enough?" One evening, as dusk turned the sky to rose and violet, Madeline heard a quiet voice within her soul. "Come to my garden beyond the gate." She followed the prompting at dawn. Beyond the edge of town stood an old gate wrapped in vines. No one remembered who had built it, but behind it stretched a wild meadow where flowers grew untamed. Madeline pushed the gate open, and as she stepped through, light shimmered on every blade of grass. It was not a light of the sun, but something living. like the world itself was breathing with holiness. In the center of the garden stood a single tree, strong and radiant. Its branches hung with fruit that glowed as softly as lanterns. And beneath it knelt an old man tending the soil. He looked up with kind eyes. "You've come," he said. "This garden grows by offerings. Each bloom is born of sacrifice, made sacred by love." Madeline knelt beside him. "What can I offer?" she asked. "I have only a small pouch of grain and a heart that feels weary." The man smiled. "Then offer them both." So she did. She scattered her grain upon the earth, and where each seed fell, a flower of light sprang forth. She felt warmth flow through her hands, not of fire, but of joy, pure and quiet. "This is the law of the Lord's garden," said the old man. "What is given in faith returns sanctified." Your offering is not lost. It becomes part of Zion. Days passed. Madeline returned again and again. When she gave her time to comfort a neighbor, new vines of silver leaves grew along the garden wall. When she prayed for her leaders, the air filled with the sound of unseen bells. When she paid her tithing, trusting though her purse was thin, a clear spring bubbled forth beside the tree. Each act of devotion changed the garden and her heart alike. Still, there came a day when she felt empty. The storms had worsened. Her home was nearly bare. She knelt among the glowing flowers and whispered, "Lord, I have nothing left to give." And again she felt that gentle voice, "My child, your sacrifice shall be more sacred unto me than your increase." What you give in trust builds up Zion. Tears filled her eyes. She understood then that Zion was not a city of stone, but a gathering of willing hearts. It was made not by plenty, but by purity. And its refuge was not behind walls, but in the presence of Christ. The next morning, Madeline returned to the village. She began to share what she had learned. She spoke of the garden beyond the gate and how each act of faith adds light to the world. She invited others to bring their offerings, small though they seemed, and together they began to build. not with gold, but with goodness, not with pride, but with prayer. And slowly Fairhaven began to glow. When the villagers gathered their tithes, they did it with joy. When they served one another, the storms seemed gentler. And when they sang, the sound rose like morning light over the fields. Those who had doubted began to feel peace. Those who had mourned began to hope. And those who had nothing began to see that in giving they had gained everything. One night, as Madeline stood again at the garden gate, she saw that the old man was gone. In his place, the great tree had grown taller, its branches reaching toward the stars. A voice, tender and familiar, whispered, "Zion is within you now." She looked back at her village. Every window glowed with warmth. Every heart seemed a lantern of faith. And above it all, the heavens shone brighter than ever before. Every part of tonight's story is a symbol of real gospel truth. The garden beyond the gate represents Zion, the pure in heart who live in unity and peace. The gate stands for sacrifice and obedience. It opens when we trust the Lord enough to give what He asks. The light that grows in the garden symbolizes consecration, how our tithes, time, and love sanctify both heart and home. The storm and rebuilding show that Zion is not built by comfort, but by covenant faith. And Madeline's journey reflects discipleship itself, learning that what we offer to God, no matter how small, becomes sacred in His hands. The story reminds us that when we arise and shine forth, our lives can help others find refuge from the storm and feel the light of Jesus Christ. Close your eyes and picture that glowing garden beyond the gate. Each flower is a gift you've offered the Lord. Your time, your kindness, your faith. Each light is a blessing, returned, sanctified, and multiplied. Let that light settle around you like morning dew. You are part of Zion. You are building it, one act of love at a time. You are safe. You are loved. And heaven is near. This week, let your heart live what you've learned. Offer something sacred to the Lord, a moment, a prayer, a small act of trust. Remember that He sanctifies both the gift and the giver, and know that every step toward Him adds one more flower of light in the garden beyond the gate.